Hi friends, it's Jeannie from Clifton's Crafty Casa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Glad to have you. If you'd like to post a comment, that's great, but make sure you give me a thumbs up, one of those things, so that we can, so that you can enjoy the things that I do on this YouTube channel. We are going to do some fun things today with some brand new stencils that I received that will be open for preview on the 4th of April and the 5th of April. You can order them, pre-order them. So let me put this thing on here and do this a little bit. So I'm talking about the Patriotic Bundle of 2024. It is awesome. So pre-orders start April 5th through the 12th. That's when you can get a pre-order. And their expected date is April 19th. So I received mine so that I can help you out with maybe finding something you would like. So we're going to do patriotic today. I know it's just Good Friday and lots of people are doing Easter, but I'm done with my Easter and I'm going on to do some other things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a huge board. This is a board that I got from Walmart. It is one of those Hampton art boards. It is 16 by, let me see, 20, it says here. 16 by 20, and I got it on clearance at my Walmart. So I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I paid $9 for it. But then it was, I think it was percentage off of that as well. So this is a wonderful board, shiplap board. And it came in this kind of, you see this dirty white? This is dirty white. So I painted it white because I'm going to use it for the white part of my flag today. And we're going to use this stencil right here. It's brand new. And it is called the U.S. Combat Boots. And it has a flag with U.S. Combat Boots. So I'm going to try that first. Hello, Mary. Hello, Wendy. So it comes in a group. It's an easy one. It has it's already marked out. You have a little X so that you can use it to get it even. I'm going to put it on the bottom of my board, however, because I'm going to use a little bit of the top area to be able to put a couple of words up there and maybe a bow in the middle. So we'll see how I do that. So I'm going to put this first row down. Then there's the second one is you do the combat boots. Looks like this. I haven't used StreamYard for a while, so I'm kind of rusty. So here are the boots that I'm going to use on there. And then you put them on with a different color with the boot finish. Okay, so that's what the boots are going to look like. All right, and then you also have the stars were up here in the part of the flag. Okay, so I let me get it started and you'll understand. So I'm looking for my tape. Okay, I want to put a little tape on this because I don't want it to move on me. I'm going to do two colors on this first stencil. And hello, Donna, and welcome to all of you that are here just on Facebook, or that are my Facebook friends that come on over. I appreciate that so much. And we're going to do nautical and nautical blue and crimson red. Where's my red? So I'm going to do chalk paint in nautical blue from Home Decor. It's the first one I'm going to do. haven't opened it, and that was a problem for me. I guess I should have had that opened. I have a problem with my hands aren't as good as they used to be. Anyway, that's that pretty blue right there. Let's see, I want to bring this back towards me just a little bit, turn it this way so it's even, then you can see better. All right, I want to get my other phone out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to use this nautical blue for the blue part in the on this stencil, and I'm just going to use a regular brush. Well, I shouldn't have, but I'm going to use a regular brush, and I'm not going to use a regular brush. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm stenciling. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to use a stencil brush, and I'm not going to offload because I'm going to use the part in the middle first to offload, and then I will stencil around. And I don't want to stencil on that plus sign. That's right there. Of course, I have to put my finger there. But I want to be able to get this blue within this. There's a pattern in the wood. It is lined, has lines in it. And I want to make sure that's fully covered in the blue. So I'm going up and down more than I am circular, just because the wood grain has that, shows the white. Okay, so that's all I'm doing in the blue. That was quick. And then I'm going to do the next is the red. I don't really want a big, huge, I want bigger than 5/8, but I don't want, there's one. Okay, we'll do a 3/4 inch stencil brush, and my crimson is just about gone, so I'm just going to bring it down to the bottom to be in the lid. I think that's good. Okay. And I'm just going to try to, I probably won't use any more than that. And I'm going to use my coffee filter that I usually do. I'm going to triple it so I don't get anything on my project. Put that over to the side. Get my red in there. And that's a lot of paint, but remember this has a lot of texture to this wood, and so I want to make sure that I'm putting it in. Now I'm using this on a white background. My white is going to be my other stripes, right? Okay. So I'm doing stripes. This is where the boots are going to be, so it blocks you off from doing anything where the boots are going to be, so you don't have to worry about covering up something that you didn't want to, you didn't want there in the first place, but you've got it. So it's very good. It's one of those step-by-step stencils. So I'm doing my regular stencil, swirl method. But I'm having to make sure that I get in those lines really good. That's what I want. I want red to stand out. I love the color crimson for red on my patriotic things. So I'm so glad you're here. So up next after me in this little hop that we're having is Jeannie from Jeannie's Palette. And I didn't get her thing in there. If someone would like to put the link in the comments, I don't know if you can do that. on Facebook or not, but if not, go to Take 5 on Facebook, and all of our links are right there, and you'll be able to get to Jeannie's page. Jeannie's on her hop. Every time I get on here, I feel like I have to hurry, and I know I don't have to hurry. I have an hour to do this. It's not going to take me an hour to do this. So I'm going to slow down just a little bit. And if you're on YouTube, you can always speed it up or slip through it after the live is over. And you can watch it that way as well. Okay, so there's the red on that side. I've got these little ones in the middle where the boots are going to be in the middle. I was happy to be able to get the bundle as an ambassador for Essential Stencil before everybody else did. I'm pretty excited. That hasn't happened to me before. I gotta make sure I don't put that cross on there because I don't want that cross on there. And that's just to help you make sure you put the stencils in the right place. I'll show you in a minute on the boots. And you can just use like a pencil to mark that. So if I were to mark it, I guess I should because I'm supposed to be showing you. I put my pencil right in here just a minute ago. Where is it? Did I put my pencil in here a minute ago? All right, well, we'll use my white pencil. It's not going to show. That's the thing. I had a pencil. I had just a regular pencil. What happened to it? I put it in here. I think I put it in here. I spilled my whole group of brushes, stencil brushes on the floor today, but I was out here early enough to get started that I was able to clean it up, which I probably needed to clean it up anyway. Clean up where I need to vacuum, shop vac out here, get all the dust off the floor because I do a lot of sanding and things, and so the dust is a little bit higher on the floor today than usual. All right, so I need to get that into that white line there. Okay, so that is number 1, stencil number 1. So I'm going to take it up. It looks great. Okay, so that is a flag. It's a tattered flag outline. Then I'm going to put the boots on here. And the way I'm going to do that is they should match right like that. Maybe they don't. What is going on here? They do, but they don't. Because it should have been there, and that doesn't make sense. Maybe I have it upside down. I have it upside down. That's crazy. I have the boots upside down. That was pretty bad. I had the bottoms on the top and the tops on the bottom. Okay, I think that's where we want to be, is right there. So let's use that. I make mistakes just like everybody else does. Now I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use a green. I'm going to use, I have a green. Maybe I'll use elephant. That's what I'll use. I'm sorry, I found the green. So Waverly has two kinds of green. You have moss and you have three kinds of green. Celery, and you have okay, I'm going to use elephant because I wanted to use the darker green and not the lighter green. I'm going to use I'll use the lighter green on top of it, the moss. Okay, so I'm going to use elephant and not black. I'm not going to put black on here. I'm going to put gray. Because this is the background of the boot. We're going to put the details of the boot on in just a few minutes. Well, that would be good if that would even come out. Good thing I have another one. I must have opened this one already. I have. Okay. I want to shake it up just a little bit more. We don't want the black part to be the most part. I'm going to go ahead and use the blue stencil brush that I used before, just because I'm not going to use blue again, and I don't want to have to change. And I like the blue in it. The blue looks like that. Around the edges, I want to do a little swirling motion so it doesn't go under. But then I want to do the lines, because this is a very, like I said, very rough board in that the lines are there. I want to cover it with white. Cover the white with the gray. Now I did an item similar to this, and my friend Nancy saw it and she said, I just have to have it. So I sold it to her. And so I don't have it to show you, but I did one almost like this in a different format. But I love the boots and the flag and all of that. If you have anybody that ever did serve, and they were, maybe they're gone now, or you just want to highlight and respect them a little bit, this is a great way to do it. And you could even put their name at the top of a board like this. So if I don't put a little bit of blue in my brush for this side over here, it is not going to look the same as that side over there. So I'm just going to add the blue, and then I'll add some more elephant on top of it so it doesn't look so blue, but it wouldn't look the same on both sides. And this this board, when I first put the white paint on it, it really sucked up the paint. So I'm sure that it's loving this extra paint on here as well. I live in Nevada, and so I have very dry temperatures, very dry air. Temperatures are hot in the summertime, and I did buy this board last summer. So it's been in my garage for a while. I have another one of these about the same size in a darker color. I didn't want to use that because I knew I was going to have to put some white on it for my flag. So thank you, Wendy. Good to see you on here. Loved your little frog today. Loved Mary's cross. Oh my gosh, Mary, your cross was awesome. I'm glad you did it on Good Friday. Congratulations. That was a good choice. Okay, so I've got, I'm going to let it, I need to get into these little spots right here a little bit. And I need to put just a bit of blue up here so that all says the same blue. And then we're going to put green on it, but that's what a lot of the, what is it, the camouflage is blue and green together. So it should work out pretty dang good. All right, there we have our background for our boots. I'm going to dry that because that's a lot of paint that's on there right now. Because I did do more paint than I usually would do stenciling. Got a little bit of bleed right there. I don't know where my Q-tips went. I don't have any Q-tips. I think that's going to be the best color for my words as well. So I'm going to leave my blue and my gray out. So I'll leave my blue and gray out because I probably use those for the words. I want this to be down just a little bit farther. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to use the moss. And it's a light green, so but it's still going to work good. And before I do anything else, though, I want to do a little bit of brass. Which you might want to do, you might not want to do. I'm going to make the dog tags. They're supposed to be silver, aren't they? I'll make them silver. So I'm going to tape off before I do any of the green the parts I don't want to be green. It's going to be a bit here before I can and I want to just tape off where the chain part is going to be, and then the boot part, so that I have the dog tags the right color. And I could have waited until after the green, but then these would be all green, right? And it wouldn't show exactly correct the way you want to have it. So I'm just taping on my stencil. I'm not doing anything to the board. I'm just taping it over this top of the stencil so that I can, of course it went into that board, into that line. I don't want it to go in, I want it to stay close to the edge. Okay, and then I have just this little stinking thing of green that I'm going to want to have there. And I think that will do. So we'll just quickly do a little bit of silver. I'm going to use a small brush that I have from the Stencil Smith. And this is Metallics from Deco Art. That's what I'm using right there. I'm forgetting how to work Facebook or StreamYard today for some reason. And I'm just going to do a little bit like this around that, like that. Okay, so you see silver, but it'll show up a lot differently than so I want to dry that, and then I'll take off the tape and tape over it. And that's one thing I hate about putting a hot air on my stencils, is that they bubble just, or they enlarge, you know, or whatever. So I'm going to use the same tape. I'm just going to tape off the parts that were silver. Well, don't put the tape together and then it won't stick like that. Okay. So most of the time, stenciling, tape is your friend. There are some times that you need just a little bit more certain places, but I have also used some flashing that I could use to go around it as well. But I think that's going to do it. Okay, so that covers up my silver that I just did. Now we're going to do the moss. This is the moss color. This is Waverly moss. Okay, and I'm just going to dab in there. I don't know how much I'm going to need. We'll do the other side of this coffee filter. Offload and get it up in the bristles, and then do I'm doing more of a circular one this time because I'm not necessarily worried about the lines in this part because it's already been covered up with that gray, you know, so I don't have to worry about the lines in the wood anymore because it's already been covered with that gray, and I'm just putting green on top of it. And if I want to it doesn't matter if, you know, some parts are not green and the parts that I'm doing green, you know, it's not going to hurt. So anyway, hello, Christy. I loved your, what was it, a pizza paddle, I think, something like that you'd put in your kitchen. Good job. All right, and do the second boot, and then we'll have our boots done. We're almost finished with this. I'm glad I have another item on my desk here to do as well. And because I don't think this is going to take me 30 minutes to do the rest of this, but you never know. I do want to do a little bit of a bow, I think. I don't know exactly what kind of bow though. I am not really a bow person in that I like plain stuff, and I'm not a girly girl person. I think that's the point. I am not a girly girl. I'm a tomboy. And if it doesn't have a bow, it's not going to bother me. But there are some people that like bows, and I do have a lot of patriotic ribbon that I could use. So I'm going to make a bow for this. I'm sorry, I've been getting up in the middle of it just to get color, and I was all ready to do this, and then my StreamYard updated, and I wasn't ready for that because I haven't used StreamYard since the last time I did YouTube. I really need to get better at that. Okay, I like that. All right, so that's the green. I'm not going to use the green again. I'm not going to use the red again. So I'm going to put the green away and the red away. Okay, so we'll pull that up and see the boots. They look great with that green gray behind it and the silver dog tags. That is awesome. That is way awesome. It's going to look so cute in my display at the office, at the shop. Okay, let me dry that because I don't want to get any. I don't want to do anything that shouldn't be done. So now I have this stencil for the stars on the flag here. And I want it to be exactly almost okay. I think I got it. And we're going to put white. And the white that I used on the board, I usually use Waverly Plaster, but because I wanted it white this time, I am using Snow White by Apple Barrel. And I will just use a small brush again and just use the top lid here. And just notice where I started. I started on the plastic because I didn't want anything to be overly too much white on it. That was my offload area. And I know I'm going to have to use 2 coats of this white to cover up that navy blue, that nautical blue that I just love. I just love that nautical blue. So if I had a pencil and I did this plus, I would be lined up totally, but I can do it without. But it's there for people who aren't sure. So to get it right, and so that's awesome. Let me let that dry just a minute so that I can put the next one on. I have is that a fly or a bee? I have the door open in my garage today because I don't know why this is so crooked. There we go. Because I want the air in here, little bit of air and light in my garage. It's just the side door. It's not the big door. Thank you very much. It is awesome. It is just the neatest thing. Now this is called the U.S. Combat Boots is what it's called on the stencil itself. And I think that's good and white. See if I like that, if that's enough. Oh, boo. Okay, you guys, that didn't do what I wanted to do. I overshot that. I had forgotten that that is Apple Barrel and it's light, it's brighter, so I'm going to fix it. So it really bled through. So I'm going to get the blue back out and I'm going to do the blue again so I can have it exactly the way I want it. I don't want it messed up. Offload, offload, offload. I didn't offload. I thought I was going to be okay offloading on the stencil itself, but I was not. So I'm just going to go back around those. I tried to dry it. Hopefully I dried it enough. I don't have to cover up all of it. I just want to cover up the part that bled through. And so, because it's not pretty, I'm going to do that again. And I'm really worried about the lines again because that white will show right through those lines again. And it's not pretty. Let's do a little bit more in a couple of places. All right, let's see. Let's just dry that one now, and then we'll put the white one back on top, and I'll do a better job of getting rid of the white. Let's do a better job this time, Jeannie. All right, let's go back down. Probably want to make sure that there's no wet places on there like that. And put this back on here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do white. Offload it really good. And do it lightly. And I'll do 2 light ones. Maybe 3 light ones. The wind must be blowing again. My front garage is blowing around a little bit. Door. Making some noise. I'm sure you can hear it. Okay, let's dry that a bit. I turned it to just air because it's warm enough already. Doesn't have to be, you know, my stencil. I want it to sit down flat. And with the stencil on there and blowing on it, sometimes the stencil bows a little bit. And I didn't want that to happen too much. So I think we're just going to do this. And I might want to do some kind of making it look a little older. I'm not sure. So much better. So much better. All right. There we go. Now, what I want to do is I want to put a word here and a word here. And these words, they're awesome. There are 3 words in this. That's what they look like. Okay, they're called Liberty, America, Freedom. And those are the 3 words you have in there. And I want liberty and freedom on here. The America I have on another item that we're going to use. And then that gives me a space for a bow. Okay, and I think I'm going to do that combination of that green and the gray, or the blue and the gray. So I've got this blue on here already. I think I want to add just a little bit more blue. To my brush. And then add the gray. And I mix up. I don't want to put it on there. That's crazy. Just in case. And mix that together, and that's the color I want this to be. These to be here. We're going to have blue stars. And the word liberty. Oh, I have such a big brush and going over. I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, I'm going to try to be a little bit slower about going. Notice I got a little bit over there, but I can use some of my white paint to fix that. Okay, that's good. All right. And then we'll do freedom over on this side. Let me get a little bit of both. Oh, shoot. Forgot that that was a huge new bottle. I certainly don't need that much. I gotta use paper towel. I stuck that brush in way too far. I'm just gonna brush it off or wipe it off like that. And then let it come out on this coffee filter as much as possible. I'm going to move this over to the side. Make sure it's even. And do freedom. Now you could tape off the stars if you didn't want to use the stars. I'm okay with the stars on this project, but on my other project, I wasn't going to use the stars. So you can tape anything off of a stencil that you don't exactly need or want on there. I'm having to go down again on some of this because I have the grain of the wood to worry about. It's very rough. It's not sanded at all. It's rough, very rough wood. I like it that way though. I think it's awesome. Okay. Making sure all of those stars have a good line through them. And it be a little bit on that one piece. Bring that one up. Okay, so there we have liberty and freedom. All right. I'm going to let that dry while I look for the colors I want. And so I have red and white. And I have blue. The blue is not quite the same blue, but I think it's going to work okay. So I have those three satin ribbons is what they are, and I'm going to go ahead and use those. And put this over to the side. I'll put it down in the back here, so I can get my Bodabra out. And maybe take a little sip of my tea. Put my lids back on because I'm done with those. Put those brushes in the water. That blue doesn't want to go back on there. I probably need to fix it so it's not so hard to get on there. There we go, went on. Okay. All right, so I have my Bodabra out, and I'm going to use a, get on me. I want to use a one of those zip ties. And I'm just remembering where I put them because I just got through cleaning up a little bit. And where did I put those? I'm going to use jute. I'll just use a piece of jute. I'll use a little one. So I don't need a whole bunch because it's not going to be a huge not going to be a huge bow. Okay. All right, let's start with some blue, I think. So this is satin ribbon, but it's wired edge ribbon. So I like this. I love wired edge ribbon because I want it to be malleable and movable. I need to clean up a little bit of paint right here before I get it anywhere else. Somehow I got paint all over there, right there. Okay. All right. And I don't really want them big. I'm going to leave the tail as big as I want. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's see, let's flip that over. All right, let's start over again. Let's do it right. Okay, that's about how big I want the edge of the Bodabra. So I'm just going to take and put 4 on each side, or 1 on each side, 2 on each side. I can't even say that. And then clip it off. That will be the blue. Maybe we'll do the white after that. Let's do the white after that. So I'm not going to have, see, I surprised myself. This is taking the whole time. It's all right. I can save the other one for another time. It's a piece of rice paper that I was going to do. I'll probably be on tomorrow, in fact, on Facebook. So I also have a little piece of Totally Dazzled that I think I'll put on here as well. I've got a USA thing that I could use. And we're good. Okay, now we've got 4 each side, each color. And it doesn't matter how long the tails are. I can always, you know, switch those up. And you take your jute that you've got on there and tie it so it's tight. So you can bring it up, tie it really tight. And I always go to the back and tie it again. And this time make a knot with it. Sometimes your jute will break on you, so try to be tight but not too tight type thing. And then you want to fluff it up. And so I want all my tails to be down there like that. And so I'm going to just fluff up my red and bring my white up a little bit, my blue up a bit, fluff them out so that you can see all the colors. Now let me do it over the, so you could see what I'm doing. Criminy. All right. Bring it out like that. And then you have that really cute bow. Now let's make sure that it looks good. Okay, it's going to cover up a little bit. I'm going to put it up high at the top, but I think it'll be all right. I'll have to play with this bow quite a bit for it to get the way I want it to be. And I don't have a lot of time. And I don't even have my glue gun on. Let me turn it on while I finish a few things. I'm going to put maybe a jute twine on the back. I'll use I'll put a big jute twine hanger on the back, and I'll use a staple gun for those. Okay, that's what I'm going to do there. That should be ready to go in just a minute. Let me see what else I need to do. I need to find that Totally Dazzled, don't I? Okay, so I have the Lady Liberty. I have the American flag. I don't like that one. Oh, and I have this one. I like that one. That one would be pretty on there. So those are the 3 choices I have. I'm thinking that would be the best. What do you guys think? I think that would be great on there. I don't need another flag because this reminds me of September 11th. Yeah, that was a big day. All right, while this is warming up, I'm going to trim I'm going to dovetail my ribbon. It's funny, if I don't put it a certain way, it's not going to be dovetailed correctly. So I told you I don't do bows very well, very often at all. Very often at all. But I think with this, it lends itself to that. Right there on that with the middle. Okay, up next is Jeannie from Jeannie's Palette, and it's time now to go there. So go ahead and hop on over to her page on YouTube, Jeannie's Palette. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for being here and watching. And I'm going to put a link to this on my Facebook page as well, so that others that did not join us can join us. So, all right. I hope you have a great day. Make sure that you find somebody to serve today, and it'll make your heart happy and theirs as well. I'll put that right there, and that's it. See you very much. See you, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.